The pick is in.
The San Jose Sharks have made a selection in the 2025 NHL Draft. I'm Gil Martin. I'm joined now by J.D. Young of Locked On Sharks. And San Jose has taken Joshua Ravensbergen with the 30th overall pick in the draft. And J.D., how surprised were you that a goalie goes at this spot?
I was a little surprised, especially when you consider the Sharks just gave up a first-round pick to trade for Yaroslav Askarov last offseason. But with goalies and their development path, it kind of does make sense for the Sharks to continue to add a goalie. I'm a big fan of just draft a goalie every year in the draft because you never know when one hits. And the Sharks got arguably the best goalie in this year's draft. At least he was kind of considered that heading into the draft. He's a big 6'5" kid. Right-handed catcher, which is also Askarov. So you get the nice the Sharks cornering the market on right-handed catching goalies here, apparently. But I think for San Jose, I thought they might go defense here, but I assume they feel like they can grab a defenseman beginning of the second round with the 33rd pick in the tomorrow morning. So a little surprised, but once you think about it for a second, it makes a lot of sense for Mike Greer.
How would you describe his goaltending style?
Kind of reading his scouts and kind of talking to some people really quickly. Very composed and confident type of player. Tracks the puck very well. I know he's got some issues with some technical issues with his hips, but working with the Sharks goalie coach, Thomas Spears, I have no doubt that they'll be able to kind of iron out some of those kinks for him. And we know Mike Greer likes these big athletic goalies. And I think that's what drew Greer to Ravensburg because of that size and that ability to read the puck and track the puck very well, which is something we see in Askarov as well.
Where do you see him this year, and how long do you think it'll take for him to be NHL ready?
I assume he's going to be back in the WHL to playing with the Prince George Cougars. With goalies, right, we know it takes longer for these guys to develop. So, and especially now with the potential college option, I could see him maybe spending a couple years developing, whether it's in the WHL and then maybe some time in college and then playing in the AHL. So I don't think this is a rush type of position, especially again when you have Askarov kind of as your long-term piece, and then maybe Ravensburg in a couple years can start to kind of enter the fray here when Askarov's maybe kind of hitting it that late 20s, early 30s, and you have two good goalies in your back or in your pipeline here. So, but yeah, I don't expect Ravensburg to be NHL ready anytime, and with goalies again, just take your time with them.
Overall, how happy are you with day one of this draft?
I mean, you walk away with Michael Misa, who's arguably the best forward in the draft, and then you walk away with Joshua Ravensbergen, who's arguably the best goalie in the draft. So, although it felt like it might have been a little off the board here, I think you have to, as a Sharks fan, you have to walk away, and then knowing you can probably grab a really good defenseman here beginning of the second round, you feel like you're in a really good spot, answering some potential holes for the Sharks. Again, Michael Misa is your long-term 2C behind Macklin Celebrini, and then Ravensbergen as your potential competitor or dual starters with Askarov. I think as a Sharks fan, you have to be pretty excited.
All right. Well, for continued coverage of Joshua Ravensbergen, check out Locked On Sharks on YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.